Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsigned podcast. We are joined by Lizzie Romain and Ellie Marie. How you doing, all right?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, all right.
Great.
All right, we've got to pretend that we haven't been speaking for half an hour now
And watching you eat.
and watching me eat.
Your
Having a little
beanie
munch
wrap.
out.
It was nice. What? And we've started.
Yay!
Oh god! I say to you earlier, you're outnumbered by Essex people, and now there you go.
That's okay. That's fine. I'm a chameleon. I can adapt. It's all
can
good.
adapt.
It's all good.
We
I
will.
love that.
What? That
That was
she's
a
a
good
chameleon.
analogy. I like that.
Yeah, she can adapt. She's very good in these interview situations. The compliment I paid you earlier.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've forgotten how to talk. How long haven't I been here for now? 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
What was the last episode you were on? It wasn't.
Small talk.
Oh yeah,
It's quite a while ago.
that
now.
was quite a while ago. Yeah,
Definitely wasn't as cold outside.
No, so when Small Talk came in, they're a band from Bournemouth, and they since that episode, I don't think it was to do with us. Half the band have gone.
No way.
They're now looking for a new lead guitarist
Oh no.
and someone else.
Because we had the guitarist. No.
So we had the main guy
Yeah.
and the drummer.
Oh yeah. So they're still
Can't remember
together.
their names. Yeah, I can't remember your names. I'm just joking. Yeah, they're still together, but the other two aren't. So I don't know what's happened.
Oh wow.
I don't know what's happened there, but that's what happens when you're
That's
in
what
bands.
happens in
and stuff.
bands. Yeah, that's it.
It's a call out for any new guitarists.
Yeah, basically. Small Talk are looking for a new lead guitarist, so go and hit them up. I saw them advertising it. They basically put it on their Instagram the other day, so they're certainly looking. But have you ever played in bands or anything like that, or has it always been solo?
I haven't played in bands. I've had a backing band
Yeah.
for a couple of gigs, and it's so different to just playing with backing tracks. I love it. I love the vibe of it. Just playing with any instrumentalist. It's so much better than just doing it to a backing track. It makes it so much more connective, if that's the right word to say. Like you're able to just sort of express the music more.
Well, it's their interpretation of it as well, isn't it? Like
Exactly.
they can put their own little spin on different bits, and it isn't just you pressing play
Yeah.
and going for it. Probably feels
Yeah.
more established as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a much different feeling to playing with backing tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was the last gig? What have you been up to this year then? Tell us a little bit about yourself. If people don't know Ellie Marie.
Okay. I always struggle with this question. Like, how do you go? Oh,
Well, all right. I could start you off. Like the first
Okay.
time that we spoke or that we
Yes.
were in touch is when you uploaded. Okay, you've uploaded 3 tracks to us.
Yes.
Although your last one, your latest one, promise, yeah.
Yes.
I found that on an old form that you uploaded it to.
Did you?
So I was like, because I was looking through stuff, and because we've got our future hits one,
Yes.
and I've got another one, and then I looked through the old songs, and you'd upload it to an old link, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't played it.
Oh, yeah, because
it sounded
I played
okay.
your track before,
Yeah.
but it was only when I was looking today,
Yeah.
just to refresh. I was like, oh, you've released a new track.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so hard to keep up
It is
with
difficult.
so many artists.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
This is what I always say to people: just don't be afraid. If you've got a radio presenter in your contacts list, just say like, yo, I've just released a new track, honestly, because it's not even like we love to carry on supporting you. It's just sometimes we don't see it on social media.
Yeah.
You could post 50 times and it might just be those 50 times we're not on there and we don't see it.
Yeah.
So that's just like one thing. It's like, always tell us that,
Definitely.
promote your
I'll
music.
bombard you in future.
Do it. Don't be shy about it.
Matt, Lizzie.
That's fine.
Don't be shy.
It's fine.
Don't be shy.
Well, the thing is,
Great track.
because we've got obviously Lizzie's got her show, we've got
Yes.
future hits that we're a part of,
Yes.
and then I've got Unsigned as well. So it's like we've got lots of different avenues for you guys to get onto our shows. It's like it's a good place to be.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and we're always looking for great new tracks
Yeah.
to play on the show. So yeah, just send
Then-
us the links.
So the first track, so you had 2 sides and Sooner Than Later that
Yes.
you have uploaded and we have played and are
Yes.
on rotation.
Yes.
When did they come out? They came out early this year, right?
Yeah, so 2 Sides came out, I believe, in July, just around the end of July. And I think I sort of got in touch with you just before or just as you was planning to launch future hits.
Right.
And so it was so cool to just sort of see it
Yeah, that was
Great.
burst into
Yeah.
the world, and it was just really cool to see. And so then Sooner Than Later was, oh my god, I want to say August.
Right. Okay.
And then Promise was just a couple of weeks ago, end of November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that I've never had any feedback about future hits like that. It's quite nice that people are actually watching the...
Well, it's like watching a new band. I suppose it's the same kind of thing as when we have a very new artist or a new band, and then you just watch them grow, and it's the same thing, right?
No, it is interesting. It is cool. Like I was saying, because the app literally launched today.
Yeah.
So that is now out. If you want to go and get the Future Hits app, go to the App Store, Google Play. It's on there. You can listen to it on the go and submit your music via that as well. So yeah, that's really cool. So I'm proud of that. That's nice to... It feels like... is a real radio station, but it feels like it's developed into...
It's growing.
It is growing.
Smashed it.
So the 3 tracks you've released this year, did you record them all together in one hit, or do you kind of record each track as it comes?
So I had these sort of 3 written last year, and I connected with this guy on Instagram called Jack Gollet, and he's a producer up in Kent, in Deal, and so we sort of went like back and forward with like some ideas and how we can sort of make it work, and I ended up going and staying up there for a couple of weekends, and we just sort of like smashed it all out over the period of, I want to say, of like a month and a half. So yeah, it was just sort of like all in a row to get it all sort of planned out for releasing towards the end of the year.
And that was all 3 tracks?
Yeah, all
wow. 3. Where did you stay in that time?
So I actually stayed in his spare room.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I bet that was an experience as well.
It was sort of not my first time staying away from home, but going like that far, because I think it was about like a 2.5 hour journey, and it wasn't like mum was just round the corner.
It's not so that. As the crow flies from where you're based, it ain't that far really.
On the train though.
Oh yeah, because you've got to go in and
I've got to
out.
go into London, then all the way back out.
It'd be quicker to get a boat.
It probably would have been, to be fair. But yeah, no, that was a really cool experience to be able to... I've never done sort of like 2-day sessions in a row before, so that was something really cool to be able to experience for the first time, and it's always good sort of learning things like that as well.
So how did you come across him on Instagram? Like, I mean, Instagram is the great connector, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But what made you look at his Instagram page and think, yes, you're the right producer for me?
So he'd actually messaged me a couple years prior, and was just like, oh, like I love like your music, and that was back when I had like old music out, and was like, I'd love to work together, and I was like really for it, but at the time I just didn't really like have the budget. Like I was in college, like just very, very, very tiny, and so we wasn't just able to like make things work. But we sort of kept that
communication open.
Yeah, over the next couple of years, and then he'd messaged again and was like, oh, like how's it all going? Like, have you got any new music like written? And it just went from there.
That must be great as well, to have a producer go, yes, I like your music, I want to work with you.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. It's just that kind of, you know that they're going to be invested in you because they already like what you're doing, rather than going and like begging to a producer, be like, can you produce me? You know?
Yeah, 100%. And
that's
I think
the right
it
way
was
round,
so nice because we was on such sort of like the same page on where we saw it going and where we sort of like saw the final product. And I think that's really like important to have in that relationship with an artist and a producer, because if you don't have the same vision, sometimes your sort of visions can be a bit derailed. So I think it's really nice that we sort of had that relationship to be able to say like this, not sure on that, we'll see how it goes, and just to sort of be able to really communicate.
Did you find, was Buckethead with a different producer then? Because Buckethead sounds very different to your other tracks. But I really like it. It's kind of, I was trying to put my finger on what it is. It's kind of like tropical Afro beats kind of vibe in the background, but it's very catchy.
Yeah, oh thanks.
Yeah.
At the sort of like time of like writing it and like writing the melody and stuff, I was in college in Shoreditch, and I think that sort of environment really influenced the way I sort of saw music and how I wanted my music to sound. And so I was, at the time I was working with a producer who was up in Norfolk, and I was like, oh, I think like I like this idea. And so we just sort of like tried to like throw something together. And like, I'm always going to love those tracks. Like, they're always going to be my babies, but it's not where I wanted it to be. And I thought, I then like after releasing that, after I released Reflection, which was the one after that, I sort of took a bit of a break, like over lockdown and stuff. And I spent it to just really sort of like find my sound. And then that's where sort of I am now.
So moving forward, are you going to be doing more of the same of the last 3 tracks? Do you feel like you've kind of
Found your sound,
pinpointed?
Yeah. I definitely think this is sort of my avenue that I'd like to explore more. Yeah.
And will you work with the same producer again?
Very possibly. I love Jack. I love him. Yeah.
Shout out, Jack.
Yeah.
I love you, Jack.
I was going to say it's very important to make sure you're aligned with people that you're working with, because we were actually having this conversation on the way up with producer Ian. Producer Ian's here, by the way. We're having that conversation on the way up, saying that, you know, it's like any job, I guess. If you can find a producer who's actually going to work with you and be aligned with your vision, that's amazing. But you are probably going to find some people that are just a bit like, right, get in, day rate, right, sorted, right, see you later. It's very, you know, it's about trying to find the people that are invested in you, and that you found that in Jack's pretty amazing, really.
Yeah, honestly, like you said, like, it's so much better to sort of find that relationship where you can be like that, and it's not so sort of like cut and dry almost. Yeah.
Does he call out when he doesn't like stuff as well, though?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't imagine you're shy.
I'll be like, I'm not sure on that. We can try it. And he'll be like, do you like it or do you not like it? No, I don't like it.
It's good to have that honesty, though.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd end up with something that you're not happy with, and then it's out there, isn't it? And it's like, you want to be happy with what you're doing.
Exactly. And I think it's nice because he made it a very sort of comfortable environment as well. Like, if I'd have felt in an uncomfortable environment, I probably wouldn't have said anything.
Right, okay.
So I am very grateful for that.
That's probably develops over time as well, though, isn't it? If you two have been communicating for a couple of years or whatever it is on Instagram and speaking and meeting up and all that, it takes time to develop that relationship.
Definitely. Yeah.
So how did he find your music in the first place then?
Oh, I've got no idea.
Have you never asked him?
No, I haven't ever thought to ask him. We just we had the conversation about like how it's funny that we've sort of like spoken for years and then it's like led to this.
Yeah.
But no, I never thought to ask him about how he actually found me. Maybe I'll drop him a message later.
Yeah, do it now.
Ask him in the break.
I will.
By the end of the pod.
So you released 3 tracks this year. Have you done much gigging this year? Has that been something you've been doing much of?
It's sort of been a bit hit and miss. I did a couple of sort of like festival bits like in the summer. And I've done a bit of like charity gigs and like things like that, and some like fairs. I've got some Christmas fairs coming up.
Oh, where are they?
So I've got one in Averley this weekend.
Oh, cool.
And then I've got
Isn't it the 15th and 16th? Did I see on your Instagram?
The
Averley,
December.
Oh my god, I can't remember.
I'm sure it's a Saturday and a Sunday in December, and one's for Mind and one's for autism.
Yes, you're right. It's the 16th and the
breast
17th.
Yes.
Lizzie Romain.
You know.
And you've had the longest day out of all of us, I think. So props to you.
It's amazing what you can find on Instagram, kids.
Yes. Yeah, so I've got the Averley Christmas Fair on the 11th this Sunday, and then I'm doing a charity gig in Leigh-on-Sea for Mind on the 16th. Cool. And then another charity event on the 17th at the Circus Tavern, which is literally around the corner for me, so perfect. And that's for autism and breast cancer.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Amazing causes.
You like Mind, don't you?
Yeah, big fan of Mind. We've got Mates is, like, we call it the sponsor of this, but it's there, because I'm a mental health ambassador for Mates. So yeah, we give them a bit of they're on the thing, they're on all the titles and stuff like that. So shout out to Mind and to We Are Your Mates. If you want any more information on either of those, go and give them a search on the socials, weareyourmates.com for more information about Mates. And also, I can point you in the right direction. So let us know if you want any more information on that. And then go to I called you Lizzie.
What's going on?
Sorry. I went into like radio mode and like Mates mode then.
Yeah. You know what? I had to keep remembering that you're Ellie Marie, because Anne Marie is obviously like in my head as well, because it's just the Marie bit. And I mean, I call a fridge a freezer. Do you know what I mean? Like, my brain confuses similar things. I don't know why.
You call a fridge a freezer?
Yeah, and a freezer a fridge, and my partner doesn't even correct me anymore. He knows what I mean.
It's got to that point.
Literally, he's just like, oh yeah, I know what she means. It's all good. But do you say that Anne Marie is an influence for you?
Massively. Massively.
And it's just coincidence that you've both got.
Yeah. It was so funny.
She's from Tilbury.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, perfect Tilbury.
Yeah,
I've got a mug of that.
So many similarities.
Yeah. No, she's definitely been a massive like influence. I saw her oh my God, I can't remember what year it was. I was talking about this the other day. I think it was 2018. So it was just before I started sort of like proper getting into like writing and releasing. And it was after sort of being in that environment. I think it was at the Roundhouse. And we was like right near the front, and I was like, yes. But it was the way she was able to connect with the audience and really sort of convey like the emotion in her songs. And I was like, oh my God, the way that's just made me feel, I would love to be able to like make people feel that way as well. So she massively inspired, like especially like all of my early work, and even still to this day, like she inspires me a lot.
I think I really like her. She's just as it comes, isn't she?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem to be much bullshit around Anne Marie. She just seems to be her.
Yeah.
In anything I've ever seen, or if she's been interviewed on, I don't know, Jonathan Ross, or she's on The Voice or whatever, she always seems to be.
But that's what you want. You want realism.
Yeah, of course you do.
Exactly.
You know, that's that. I just. This is why. Should I say this?
Yes.
Go
on.
Should I say it?
Do it.
Should I say it?
Yeah, you got it now.
This is why I don't really like broadcast and reality TV, because especially when you sort of you've seen behind the scenes and stuff as well, it's so fake. Like, and
I've honestly thought you were going to call someone out.
So no. I was like, oh my God, I'm here for it.
No. It's just more of like a general blanket statement. But again, just one that I'm like, should I say that out loud? But yeah, it's just so fake. Like, and I hate that. I really hate just fakeness and fakeness for, you know, my partner's in TV and film, and yes, that's fake, but that's trying to be fake.
That's called acting.
That's called acting.
Yeah.
It's when it's something that's reality that then like is just so fake and just so far removed. That really grinds my gears.
Oh, can I ask you a radio question?
Sure.
So bearing in mind, budding presenters, co-hosts, and you know, colleagues on Future Hits and whatnot, everything else. How do you feel when people like us and many other people that we know are busting their ass trying to get a decent radio gig, and then a reality TV star can just swoop in and get it?
I think ultimately at the end of the day it's a business model, so you can't really hate on the organisations that poach these people to do it, because they've already got a social media following that's then going to help them out. I'm not angry about it because I can understand from a business perspective, but I'm just slightly mildly disappointed. It is kind of literally that. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Do you know what the funny thing was? So I'm not going to
go on Big Brother, and then maybe we'll be.
You did send me the application for that, didn't you?
Yeah,
I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Leave Charlotte for 6 weeks to go on Big Brother. I'm not sure I'll get away with that.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that anyway. But it was one of those things. I was listening to this specific station, and I was listening to it, and I was like, me and Charlotte were on the way somewhere, and I was like, what are these two chatting about? I couldn't actually figure out exactly who they were. But then I was like, and then when they introduced themselves, I was like, oh Christ, it's them two. And I thought,
you need to tell us who they are now.
Okay. So Matt Edmondson, who I've listened to on and off Radio 1 for ages, and he was with Molly King, and I thought they had a really good sort of relationship on radio and stuff like that, right? Jamie Lang's come into it, right? So it was Matt and Jamie, and it didn't sound like it was very cohesive. It sounded quite difficult. It sounded like it was the first day of them doing it, and I was like, these two don't seem to be connecting very well. I thought, whatever, we'll turn it over in a minute. And it wasn't until it was like Radio 1 with Jamie and Matt Edmondson. I was like, oh shit, it's them. But then we listened to it because it was Jamie. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I was sort of I was like moaning about it, thinking, I could fucking do that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, literally. Yeah, you do sometimes have those moments where you think, I'm sure I sound better than that. Not trying to blow my own trumpet. No. Not me personally, but you know, when you're just there like, well, I could do that.
And I was listening to it, and I was like, but then because it was Jamie, and then I like him and Sophie on, like when I see, they've got a podcast, Newlyweds, and when I see clips of that, I think it's hilarious, and I think they're really funny.
Yeah.
And I like him. I think he's like a nice enough guy. Whatever I've ever seen him in, he's been all right. But as a radio presenter, I was like, that could have gone to someone who, you know, has been working their arse off to be a presenter for years and years. I'm not saying me, because I don't think I'm Radio 1. But do you know what I mean?
It just doesn't work in that way, though, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's all, we know how it works. It's all sort of connections and being in the right place at the right time. And But then, to be fair, have I seen you since I saw Nick Grimshaw in Conversation?
No,
I think seen you since then?
No, I think you posted it on the group. I haven't seen you since then.
Yeah. because I saw Nick Grimshaw in Conversation, which was great because I saw him live and he was chatting about his book and things. I then went and read his book. And I didn't know much about Nick Grimshaw, I'm not going to lie, but he literally came from up north somewhere. And he was a little kid with a dream, just was like, I'm going to be a Radio 1 presenter one day. And he was like, I was a weird kid, you know, I was also in the closet for a long time. And, you know, I was off with the fairies basically. And he moved down to London and he made it happen. You know, I don't feel like he did get a handout. You know, it's not like his parents were in the business or anything. No. He just had a vision. He worked hard. He said he doesn't believe in manifestation, but he made it happen.
Yeah.
So
make your own luck.
Kudos to him. It can happen.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's like one of the best, you know, Radio 1.
Did you hear? Sorry, we're not talking
Breakfast.
about you very much.
That's all right.
Presenters. Yeah, it's your fault.
I know. Because I was interested because, like, obviously from our perspective, it's interesting. So other presenters that are watching might find it interesting. But last thing on this, did you watch I'm a Celebrity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the way that Chris Moore's lost the breakfast show on Radio 1?
No, I didn't actually. I only watched like a couple of episodes.
We watched every night. Right. So basically what happened is that they called him in and they said to him, look, at 10 o'clock.
I did hear this.
At 10 o'clock today, we're going to announce the Nick's taking over the breakfast show.
Wow.
And Chris was like, you can't do that. Like, I've been doing this for however many years. And he's like, you can't do that to me. Like, I've been doing it. He goes, at least let me do it on my terms, say my goodbyes and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And they said, right, okay, well, you do what you need to do, but we're going to be announcing that very, pretty shortly.
It's cutthroat. They probably just thought, oh, your time's up, too old now, need a nice, young, fresher model.
Following day, 10 o'clock news, Nick Grimshaw's taking over from Chris Moore's. So we had 24 hours.
That's nuts.
Mad, isn't it?
It's nuts, because even in an industry where he would have known everyone, he would have known everyone in Radio 1.
Yeah. Well, he took a few years off, didn't he? Now he's doing Radio X and he's doing very well. Dom's still on there, isn't he? Dom went with him. Anyway.
True. Anyway.
Sorry.
Very big digression. These digressions happen.
That's 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks apart.
Yeah, that's it. That's
all it is. Oh, God. Sorry, mate. Right, so what we're going to do, what's the time? Right, we're going to do should we do a few quick fire questions? Quick fire questions, and then we'll do your dream gig after the break. And in the break, you need to text Jack.
Yeah, we need to know the answer now.
Okay, so melody first or lyrics first? What is your sort of writing process? It doesn't necessarily have to be quick fire because this is obviously quite a big question.
Do you know what? I think I'd probably say lyrics first.
Right.
Most of the time, a melody comes with lyrics anyway, but I think I'd say lyrics first, to be fair, because then I've sort of got an idea what I want to say, and I'm like, okay, how do I want to convey what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I want it to be upbeat? Do I want it to be like chill, slow? And then I just sort of go from there.
Have you always been a lyricist? Have you always been someone? I remember in school, kids in school like writing lyrics, thinking of lyrics and writing lyrics in maths class and stuff. Has that always been you?
Yes. Yeah. Honestly, the amount of times I've been like sat on the loo or something and I haven't got my phone with me, I'm like, oh my God, Mum, get my phone. I need to write this down. It's so funny.
The tales of a pop star.
Yeah. Sat on the toilet.
That's where I do all my social media.
I do most of my thinking in the shower. So, like there's places,
can't write it down there though, can you?
Yeah,
can't write it down
there. The bathroom's where it's at.
It is.
Where's your thinking place in the bathroom?
On the toilet.
The toilet as well.
Usually.
We need to put a notepad for any creative. Is just put a notepad by the toilet, hang it somewhere.
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
There you go, Chris's present.
I think I do have like thoughts going through my head when I'm in the shower, not like that, and then I sort of get to a point, and I'm like, I'll be washing. I'll be, oh shit, have I washed?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to do it again now because I can't remember.
Because you can't remember.
Yeah.
But
I'm terrible for that.
One final little transgression from this. Yeah. Did you know that only 30 to 50% of people have an internal monologue?
Oh,
so you
can text me about
So you can
this.
hear like your thoughts in your head. Can you hear your thoughts in words in your head?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah.
I used to, and now I don't.
Wow. So it changes the time.
Meditation, that was.
That's interesting.
For the listeners, that was meditation helps slow that down. Right.
Wow. Okay, that's very interesting.
Because I'm the same as you. Mine runs away with me, and I think that's what's given me in the past where I've gone through anxiety or depression or anything like that. I think it's because my mind goes and it's a million miles an hour, and I think that's why I've struggled with things.
Because I've spoken to people and they've said, no, I don't think in thoughts. I can sometimes see like pictures, or I can see images, or like my brain sort of connects things, and I'm like, yeah, but how do you know what you're thinking if you don't think in words?
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, how do you know, like, if you like something? Because in my head I'll be like, oh, I quite like that. Oh, I like the colour on it and like whatever. But apparently they're just like, oh, I just know that I like it.
Do they just see like the family fortunes thing?
My
it's
God.
Like, and that's it. And they don't like
it. Yeah, literally.
Oh my God.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my interesting thought of the day.
I find that mad though.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, where did it come from?
No, who were these people that thought in pictures? Children?
No, just people. Like, I've got best friends that don't think in words in their head.
I think that's mad. Like, I mean, from a perspective of, I'm
trying to picture how that works.
I'm just like are you guys like non-playable characters? Do you just like go through life just sort of reacting to stuff and not knowing what you're thinking?
Are they quite laid back as people?
A mix.
Oh, mate, this is blowing my mind.
You know, it's literally been like a big thing on my mind. It's been like my
obsession.
Yes, it's been my obsession. My partner's like, oh no, it's one of these again. Like, you'll go on about it, and I'll go on about something for like a couple of months.
Yeah.
And then one day I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm over it now.
It used to be NFTs.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Literally.
Yeah, no, I find that mad. It's interesting, but I'm always in my head.
Yeah.
I probably this is probably another bad thing. I don't know anyone else who I speak to the same way I speak to myself. Like, I'm always, for want of a better word, cunting myself off.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like,
if I've
done
got a
something
negative
wrong,
voice in your head.
massively, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not like, well, hey Matt, you're brilliant. It's like, you twats. What have you done that for?
Oh, that's quite sad.
Oh, so no one has that.
Mine's quite positive. Mine is literally just how I speak. Like,
can I have your voice in my head?
You can have it if you want, yeah. Well, you've got it now.
Eat your sandwich, you'll be hungry.
Yeah. Your stomach will rumble and everyone will hear it.
That's quite negative, actually.
Yeah, it was actually.
Now I come to think of it. It's quite interesting with the lyrics and melody thing, because we've had a real mix on that, because a lot of people have said, so instrument-wise, like when you're writing, do you use an instrument, or is it all done, like when you write music itself, is that all on computer, or is that with the producer? Like, how do you get it down?
So I can play a bit of like piano,
okay.
And so I'm sort of able to accompany myself a bit. I'm still learning.
Right.
But yeah, I just sort of, I don't know, I hear how I want something to sound, and then I can just sort of like tap it out. And if I can't tap it out, I just get my mum to tap it out, because she honestly, she plays by ear so precisely. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
So she plays piano?
Yeah, she used to as a child. Yeah. But even then, like, she was telling me a story about how, like, when she was doing lessons, they'd put like a book in front of her, and she'd be like, no, just play it. And so they'd play it, and she'd just play it because she's heard it. And I'm like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. So I think I've sort of took inherited a little bit from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sort of, once I've got my lyrics, or even just like a bit of lyric down, I'm like, okay, I want it to sound like that. How can I? And just have a bit of a fiddle around.
That's amazing. It runs in the family. So does your mum sing as well?
No.
She doesn't sing?
No.
She just
I don't know
plays.
where I got my voice from. Honestly, I don't at all.
I bet she's really proud though, because if she's a musician as well, to then have a daughter that is actually a musician and can sing as well, that must be quite a cool thing. Yeah. Does she come to all your gigs?
Yes, she does. She's my biggest fan, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
Right. So we'll do one more, and then we'll have a quick break before we text Jack. An artist you should love but you don't.
Oh, that's a really difficult one.
We've done yours before, haven't we? We've done yours.
Probably. Can't remember.
I think it was Swiftie, wasn't it? I know you like her.
No, I think that was our guest that said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can't remember what I said now.
I said Green Day, and then a couple of weeks later we had Daisies in, and I think it was Daisies.
Did they say their favourite was Green Day?
Yeah, and I had Robin as well, and they were all talking about how good Green Day was, and I was like,
And you're just sat there like,
oh no.
I think they're shit. I don't think they're shit. I just don't. I haven't connected with them as much as I have with other bands. That's what I'm sticking to.
Fair enough. Okay, it's not that I don't like the artist. I love what they sort of do and what they have done with their career. And I love the sort of way that they've sort of portrayed themselves, etc.,
Who do you think it's going to
etc.
be before she says it?
Do you know?
No, I have no idea, but I think we should guess.
Oh, I don't know. You guess first. It was your idea.
Okay, I'm going to say Pink.
Oh, that is a good guess, actually, to be fair. Oh, I don't know.
Come on, Liz. Quick fire.
No, my brain isn't working.
No.
No, you go.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
I have so much respect for her and sort of like everything she went through with the whole like label contract and everything like that. But I'm not an avid listener. I'm not I'm just not there with it. But I have so much respect for her.
I can see it. I feel like you either love her or you're not bothered.
I've never been bothered by her, to be honest, because I'm not really her target audience. I'm like bald 30-year-old fella, 35-year-old fella.
I liked her first album though. Her first and second album.
Yeah.
I actually jumped on the bandwagon quite early with her.
Yeah, but that was how long ago was that?
Oh God, I was probably like 12 or something. Like it was like in the 2000s.
Okay. I didn't want to think how old I was going to be.
Yeah.
So I was going to be like, so I'll be 17, right? I'm 5 years older than you, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'd have been 17, cruising around Essex.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't
with Taylor Swift blaring through my subwoofer through my Punto.
Couldn't
Don't
see
think that
it.
would have happened.
Couldn't see it, no.
But I like her latest track now. Like I do like that. It's always playing around in my head. So anyway, I like you, Taylor. Ellie doesn't. I
don't. No, I have so much respect. Okay, I'm just not
there.
You're just not there.
That's the point of this question though, because I like it being a little bit controversial, but also it's one of those things that you go, mainstream artists, it's like they're not everyone's cup of tea. Like every unsigned artist or emerging artist ain't gonna be everyone's cup of tea. It's just part of it, but it's interesting to hear people's opinion. Anyway, we're gonna have a quick break. You're going to text Jack, and then we're going to come back for your dream gig.
Okay.
All right? So join us in... Oh, Christ.
It's catchy.
See you in a minute.
Hi, this is Ellie Marie, and you're watching the Unsigned podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to... What are you laughing at now?
The smell of burning.
It's very cold in here. We've had to put a heater on, and it does smell a bit. But you can't smell it.
So if fire like wafts out the corner of the room, then
if it ends shortly and there's only one section this week, you know why. Welcome back to the Unsigned podcast, joined by Ellie Marie, Lizzie Romain, producer Ian's here, and we're going to do your dream gig. But first of all, we're going to have one more radio question. Mixcloud.
Oh yeah.
So for people that so with Future Hits, all of our shows go on to Mixcloud, so you guys can listen to them back. Forever, we thought, but now Mixcloud have reduced it.
We thought.
Is that really bitchy?
Just a little bit.
It's just disappointing, isn't it? So they've essentially reduced it down. You can only have 10 shows on your Mixcloud now, as opposed to we had
100.
Yeah.
Because I tried to upload mine.
So they've reduced it from 100 to 10. So we're going to still have the latest 10 episodes on our Future Hits Mixcloud page.
But it means we have to delete our hard work.
Yeah.
From the 10 shows prior.
So if you want to listen back to a show and it is 10 days after that,
then it's gone.
It's gone.
Forever.
Or you have to ask us for the whole show of it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So there you go. If you miss your show when it's actually live and you don't listen to it 10 days after that,
it's gone.
Cheers.
You snooze, you lose.
Cheers, Mixcloud.
Yeah, we were saying, wasn't it? It's like, you can understand it's a business, and there's probably a lot of people that just use the free version, because what do you really get in the pro version apart from it saying that it's a HQ quality upload?
It's HQ quality, and you could schedule it.
Yeah.
So it was
literally, it's handy.
It was handy for us when we were like recording a show and then waiting for the release for the following morning, and rather than having to then do it all manually, it was there for you.
But clearly people were just like, it's not worth paying £9.99 a month for that. So now they're like, how are we going to do it so that people will pay for our platform?
And
I know.
They've done that.
Yeah.
SoundCloud, hit us up. Right, so let's get on to your dream gig. So we do this every week. We go through and we ask you what your dream venue would be, who you would like to be on the lineup with you, what would be your special requests waiting for you in your dressing room on your rider. etc., etc. So we're going to start with your dream venue. Where would it be?
Okay, maybe so like dream gig, like
dream
right out
gig.
there.
Yeah, so you can be. So we've had
Be
people.
anywhere.
We've had people that have gone all out, right?
Okay.
And we've had some people try and be a bit like, right, well, this was my sort
like a
of 5 years
realistic-ish
plan,
level.
sort of level, yeah.
Okay.
But if you want to go all out, go all out. We've brought people back from the dead. We've recreated festivals when we've needed to. So yeah, anything you want.
Okay. Oh, that's a hard one. If I was to say like an indoor venue or something, I'd probably go for like something like the Roundhouse, maybe. Purely because I love like sort of like what they do, what they're about, and sort of all the events that they have there are sort of very catered and niche, and I love it. Or sort of on like a festival basis, it's got to be Glastonbury.
Yeah, see, everyone was choosing Glastonbury, so we sort of took festivals off the table, because everyone was going, I want to do Glastonbury. So
do you know another one I'd really love to play though? It's a Secret Garden Party.
Yeah, it's a good show.
I love it.
Have you been?
I actually worked it this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
As what? What did you do there?
So I was part of the press and media team.
Right.
So it's not as lavish as it sounds. I was just sort of being that sort of like go-to person for all the press and media that was there, and sort of like working in the press tent and stuff. But we got a lot of free reign, and luckily our tent was actually pitched up right in front of the stage.
Oh wow!
So I was
Nice.
it was amazing. It was amazing.
I had a few friends that went this year. They said organisationally it could have been better on a certain, like a couple of things.
On the press and media.
Not the press and media.
No!
Not the press and media stuff. They were not linked to that in any way. They were punters just there to enjoy the experience. But I think it was stuff, was it toilets? I think there was toilets.
Toilets could always be better at festivals. I don't care which festival you go to.
I think as well, like they only announced the artists like really not very long before, so you couldn't really plan your day very well or something like that.
Yeah,
there was
at the same time, that's the whole point.
That's the whole point because it's secret.
Yeah.
Secret Garden Party.
Yeah,
of course.
they don't announce the headliners until that day.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it was something like then their apps didn't work or their phone had run out of battery, so they literally just didn't know who was on anywhere.
That's their fucking fault.
There was
See, there was posters around everywhere though. So like every day, like the little bit that was over the top of it would be like peeled off, so it would reveal the headliner.
Who was it then? Who was headlining?
So it was over 4 days. But I was there for either 6 or 7. One of the headliners was London Grammar.
Nice.
That was
cool.
Amazing,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. And I can't remember who the other ones were.
Have you ever worked at a festival?
I haven't worked at festival, but obviously I've been to my fair few.
Fair share.
Fair share. Went to Glastonbury last year.
Yeah, we know. I worked on the bar at V Festival, which was around the corner for me, so that was all right.
When you were 9?
No, not when I was 9. When I was about 20. But I also went to
Back in 96 when I went when I was 9.
What's wrong with that? That's fucking cool. What's the first gig you went to?
Can't remember.
Well, there you go then. Mine was V Festival.
I wasn't 9.
Super grass. Probably wasn't my first gig to be fair, but it was a very good one very first festival. Where the fuck was I've lost my train of thought now. Pain in the ass. Oh, I worked on the bar at Isle of Wight Festival.
Oh.
That was minging.
Oh. Why?
Because it was like you had to. So you get all the fun. Well, so when you go to a festival as a punter, you get all the fun bit of getting pissed and watching the music, not having to work, and then staying in a shit tent. When you're working there, you can't really get pissed. You have to serve all of the drunk people and still sleep in the shit tent.
In the shit tent, yeah.
And it's just, it was like, I done it a while ago, and it was just, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I think I saw some pretty good bands, but I can't remember who the fuck it was now. But yeah, I hated it. I wouldn't do it.
I had some friends that worked festivals, but I just thought I'd rather just either not be there at all.
That's what I come to realise.
Or be there and be enjoying it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Fair enough.
So Camden Roundhouse.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have got your headliner, main support, and your opener. You've got a feature on the bill. Who else is going to be there with you, and who is where?
Okay. Okay, so because it's a dream, yeah. I'll put myself up there as the headliner.
Cool.
This is only fair, right?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, opener. Oh my god, Katie Baser. She's quite like up and coming.
Right, okay,
She's
cool.
smashing it at the moment though. I went and saw her last month. and she was amazing. Like, she's like one of those acts that are like a proper like hype man. Do you know what I mean? So like she'd proper get the crowd going. Definitely opener.
Original answer.
Yeah. You'd have your button.
Yeah, I haven't got it now.
And then for support, I'm torn between two.
Who are they?
Either Anne Marie or Mimi Webb.
I'd go Mimi Webb personally, but it's probably for different reasons.
What is the dilemma there?
I love them both, and part of me feels like I have a loyalty to Anne Marie. But I love them both. I think I might have to say Mimi Webb.
Oh, what a shame.
She's been ousted.
Well,
Since 2019, she's been ousted.
Here you go. You're allowed to bring someone out to do a special guest duet with. Who would that be?
A special guest duet.
If you don't say Anne Marie now, she's going to be devastated.
Yeah. Or you switch it around and now you're like, I'll have Mimi Webb come and do the duet and Anne Marie can open for me.
Oh my God. Oh, no, I don't know.
She's going to piss everyone off and say Olivia Rodrigo or something.
Oh, yeah.
No, do you know what? If it was like a dream collaboration moment,
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Dave. Santan Dave.
Great shout.
I'm
You could be
obsessed
Alex.
with him in every single way.
Dave, what? Dave is in Dave the Rapper?
Dave the Rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's such a beautiful storyteller. So to be able to write a song with him, oh my God, that would be my biggest dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave goes on the list for later.
Yeah.
What would be your entrance music? We've had mixed responses to this. Usually a negative response when Lizzie's been in. But what would be your entrance?
Me?
You haven't appreciated it. You're like, we're not wrestlers,
Well, I mean, to people, yeah.
mate.
At gigs,
People
do
are-
people do
digging
come onto
it.
music. They do come onto music.
Yeah, they do. Some people come on to. So when we've discussed it with other bands or whatever,
Yeah.
some people have. Daisies was quite interesting actually. Oh Christ, what was it? It's like like a really corny Italian song, and it's like they would come onto that.
I mean, that's
They're
pretty,
from
that's
Newcastle.
fun.
Yeah.
They would choose fun songs to come onto.
That is actually
They
fun.
actually, which I've just remembered, and I don't think Rob will thank me for this, they actually challenged each other. So Daisies and Admissions challenged each other to choose each other's entrance music to their next gig. Admissions' next gig's on the 21st. Of
So we'll soon
December
find out.
at Hotbox in Chelmsford.
Interesting.
So, Liam, don't forget to send us the entrance music for
that
Rob.
might be kind of fun. Yeah, because I went to a gig, it was probably about 2 months ago now, and they had Tenacious D on,
Oh, yeah.
which was quite fun.
Well, this is not the greatest song in the world. This is just a...
It wasn't tribute. No,
okay.
it wasn't tribute. I think it was from like Pick of Destiny or something. But it was a very I can't remember the name of the song now, but it was fun. it was fun, and it was a nice flashback to my past.
There you go. See, entrance music is good.
Yeah.
What would yours be?
So are we talking like the song that plays before you come on stage?
Yeah,
Or
you
like
come on
as you're
stage.
coming
As
on.
you come on.
As I come on.
Yeah.
See, in a sort of like realistic world, I'd say like a musical sort of rendition of like one of my own.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
going back to like when I saw Anne Marie at the Roundhouse, the first song like she came out and done, I think was I think it was
You could say-
Breathing
you could say
Fire.
anything now.
I think
you
it was Breathing Fire.
Because you could have your band already playing music on stage as you come
Yeah.
out.
So this is what... So as a solo artist,
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah.
But if you're in a band and you're...
That's okay, just send everyone else on first. That's all right.
Right. So I asked Rob this, and he said if Kirsty wanted to go out on her own last, she can fuck off. That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
But he had a good idea. He said like if the drummer was cool to go on first and start like doing a drum beat
Yeah.
before someone
Yeah,
comes out,
and have
that'd
like
be
a
cool.
build up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
just
that.
have everyone
Yeah.
walking on individually and just joining in. That
But the
would
thing
be
is,
cool.
as a solo artist,
Yeah.
you can do what the fuck you want.
Yeah.
They've got to listen to you. You're the boss.
Yeah.
So if they start playing and then you come out, that's absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, True.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd go with.
There you
Nice
go.
little build up.
Who would be your special guest announcer? Who would announce you onto stage? It can be someone who's been a big influence personally or from a music place, or just someone who'd be quite cool. Someone said Morgan Freeman the other week. Someone said me. Oh, Gia said me. Shout out, Gia.
Oh, I love that.
He's never forgot it.
No.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna have to go with Anne Marie on this one.
Yeah.
I think that would feel
least
like an
you'll be
honour
there
to
then.
me. No, but that would
She's
that
just
would
your
feel really
announcer.
nice.
Right,
She's
now
not
go.
even featuring on the bill anymore.
Imagine like you're like one of your biggest inspirations being like, "Welcome to the stage, Ellie Marie." Like,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
That would be cool.
So yeah, definitely Anne Marie for that one.
What would be a cover track?
Oh.
Do you do any cover tracks in your set currently?
Yeah, I do a few sort of more sort of like modern R&B, like a bit like Georgia Smith. I love On My Mind by Georgia Smith.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good shout. We done special guest, didn't we? We said Dave.
Yes.
What would be on your rider? So your rider is special requests you can make that would be waiting in your dressing room when you arrive. It can be food, drink, puppies. What else we had? Could be whatever, right?
Okay.
What would be 2 choices you can have waiting for you in your dressing room at the Camden Roundhouse?
Okay. I'd say a crap ton of water because I'm such a massive water drinker.
Oh, what?
Water.
No. Before that.
A crap ton of water.
A crap ton of water.
Crap ton of water.
What water is your favourite? Is it Volvic or do you not have a preference?
I don't have a preference.
I said last week that I think Volvic's quite salty.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
They all have slightly different tastes.
Yeah.
Like if I had water put in front of me, I think I could distinguish it.
Really? So
So
you
we
have like
had-
a smart water, a Volvic, an Evian.
This was your
Bit
Pepsi
like the
chat.
Pepsi and Coke
Pepsi
chat
Coke chat
earlier.
before.
Volvic.
That was Pepsi.
Yeah. We should do this challenge.
Yeah. But yeah, loads of water. I love water.
Mix it up, have like different ones.
I had to mix it up the other day when me and Charlotte stayed away at the weekend, and I needed something to drink, and I got some water, and I got some fizzy water as well, just to mix it up because I have to find water.
Do you mean sparkling water?
Yeah, what did I say?
Fizzy water.
What's the difference?
Fizzy water.
It was fizzy. Sparkling water, sorry. Yeah, it was like yeah, I had that. It was alright. Anyway, what would be your second choice on your rider? Fizzy water. Take the mick out for that. Can't get away with anything.
Maybe like a punnet of raspberries. I sound
This is
so
the
healthy.
So this
I'm
is the
not
healthiest
healthy
rider
at
ever.
all. But I just
Right
love
then.
raspberries. Like they are my favourite little snack. So yeah.
Don't you find them? I like raspberries, but
Yeah.
my kids say they're a bit seedy. Not like you know.
Get stuck in your teeth. You don't want raspberry pips stuck in your teeth before a gig.
Oh god. No, you don't. Where would be your after party?
Ooh.
Can be
I
anywhere.
could either go like really chill or really out there.
Go out there.
Maybe like a massive like garden roof party
Nice.
somewhere in the middle of London with just loads of vibes and inflatable pool toys and just loads of weird random stuff.
That sounds fun.
Does sound fun.
Like something out of a movie.
I'd say
It'd be
that's
so
probably quite
cool.
original answer actually. Bear it
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
What would be your made it moment? Where would you get to where you think like at this point I would have considered that I'm doing quite well, I'm on the right track. What would be your made it moment?
That's a very good question.
Thank you. I ask it every week, so I'm quite well versed in it.
Do you know what? I think my sort of made it moment would be if I was performing an event, maybe like a headline show or something, and the audience was all sort of like singing one of my songs back to me or something. That would be incredible. Like you see it like always like all over like Instagram and TikTok and stuff with everyone with their like lights in the air like singing the words back. Like that must be such an incredible feeling. So yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool. Right, shall we move on to Gig Tour Right Bin? So Gig Tour Right Bin is like Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got to go on a world tour with one of these artists that we're going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a one night gig with them, write with one of them,
Okay.
and chuck all of someone's work in the bin. All right.
Oh.
So you take your pick from 4 out of 5 of them or more. whichever ones you want, you can choose.
Okay, let's do Anne-Marie, Pink, Mimi Webb, and Dave.
Okay. Straight off the bat, Dave to write with. 100%. Like, as I said before, he's such a beautiful storyteller, and I think it would just be incredible to work with him. So 100% Dave for that. Maybe Anne-Marie to do a one-night show with. I think that would be really cool. I think it would be one of those sort of like, I don't know how to word it, like a spontaneous sort of like spectacular moment. Do you know what I mean? I think that would be really cool.
So you've got
Tour and Bin
for
Pink and
Mimi Webb.
Okay.
Oh, big decisions.
No, I think I know which way.
I think I might have to. I think I'm gonna go Mimi Webb for Tour. Yeah.
And Pink goes in the bin.
Yeah.
Do you like Pink?
I do. I think she's an amazing, incredible artist. I don't listen to her a lot.
So is she another Taylor Swift?
Do you think you
just don't get her?
Pink is more our generation?
It's true. Yeah, she's an older one.
I think
true.
Pink is more our generation.
I think she's definitely had a lot of sort of like inspirational songs and stuff though. I love her music. She is great. But yeah, I think
she's still releasing, isn't she?
Yeah, she released that song. She's got a song out at the moment that is like, I never want to not dance.
It's really
again.
long, yeah.
And it's like it's a double negative. So she wants to keep dancing basically.
Yeah.
I
think that'd be my option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It was quite decisive. Usually it takes ages. That bit.
It does, yeah. That's like a 20-minute segment in itself.
No, don't put it that way.
The thing is for Pink, but I reckon she probably influenced a lot of the artists that you like now.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
100%.
most definitely.
So it's like without Pink, would you have Mimi Webb?
That's very true.
Yeah.
You think you would?
I don't know. What would be your highlight of this year?
My highlight of this year, I mean, aside from like releasing like the 3 songs that I have this year, probably performing at the Show Me Love Festival.
Oh, cool.
That was incredible. I think it was one of the sort of like bigger events that I've like ever done. And so that was like a real like highlight moment for me. And I think it was a festival that was over like 3 days, and I was working it the previous 2 days. So I'd sort of like been able to be like, oh yeah, I'm performing, and then mustered up a bit of a crowd. But like the people that were there and watching, like there was a pretty good turnout, and I was really, really happy with it. I was like, oh my God,
nice.
It's so surreal.
Were you doing
and
PR and press for that as well?
No, I was actually working.
PR and press.
I just wondered.
No, I was actually working behind the bar for that one.
Hey!
Yeah. But no, it was really cool, and it was so like Show Me Love is like a massive sort of like not throwback festival, but it's all like garage and like massive
cool.
sort of legends in that era. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you had like I think Kelly LaRock. Shola Amma and all those. So it was incredible.
Where was that?
That was in Brentwood, I
really?
believe. Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool.
Local gig.
Yeah.
What about next year? What have you got in store for next year?
Yeah, what's your goals?
I haven't got much lined up yet, but
You're still at uni as well, I guess.
exactly, yeah. So I've sort of got a lot on the table with that at the moment.
It's difficult to balance it if it's uni, if it's work, if it's whatever. Everyone's got everything to balance.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah. I'd say probably one of my biggest goals for next year is maybe to sort of get another headline show.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of...
Where would you be aiming for? Because bearing in mind, obviously, you're in Essex, but from a scene perspective where you are in Purfleet, is there much... Sorry, I've just given your town away completely.
That's all right.
GDPR is going to do me for that. Would it be a London show, or would it be somewhere like in Chelmsford, or what would be where would you aim at?
Probably a London show, like where I went to like college and I go to uni there now. Like I've got I've built up a bit of a friend base.
That's good. Drag them along.
Exactly. And I love the London scene anyway. Yeah. So yeah, definitely something in London.
Where's the best independent venue you've been to then, as a either performing or a punter in London?
I'm not too sure. I feel like I've been to a few, but I can't remember the names of it.
I went to the Underbelly the other little while ago.
Yes, I've performed it there for a college event. That was cool.
Yeah.
The sound on our performing side isn't that great.
Oh, really?
But it's a nice venue.
Yeah.
Maybe like Colours in Hoxton or something.
Literally 2 doors down, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very cool venue.
Have you been to the Bedford in Balham? That one's good. It's almost like a circus tent inside, but it's got a really big stage there.
Wow.
Alex Francis was there.
I was about to ask you, how was the gig on Monday?
Yes, it was good.
But that wasn't there though, was it? That was
in
Camden.
That was in Camden. Oh, what was that place called?
Can't remember, but it was for Alex Francis and Guy Resende, wasn't it?
Yeah, not Chalk Farm. It is in Chalk Farm.
Right, okay.
But that venue's actually really nice. I've been there twice now for 2 album launches, and that one's really good. Oh, what's it called? Keep talking, it'll come to me.
Great, because we had Will Pope in last week. Who we went to see Alex Francis at Old Church of St Pancras, didn't we? And Will Pope was it was brilliant. Yeah, and Will was supporting Alex there, and we had Will in last week, and he's just like. He came in, he was so tired, right?
Oh,
he came in the first half, he was just he was here, but you could tell he was quite tired. They went and him and Abby went and got coffee in the break. It was like a new man walked in.
Really?
And he was like, seriously, like I had to stop it because I was laughing too much.
Why?
What?
Just because he was on one?
We were talking about dream gigs and whatever else, and he got to the end and he was like, I don't know about this, Matt. What do you think? I go, I don't care anymore. Will, I need to stop now. Like, seriously, I was nearly wetting myself. I was like,
brilliant.
But yeah, so watch that episode. But the second section was ridiculous. But St Pancras is probably the best venue I've been to this year.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna check my phone.
Go on then, you check your phone.
Yeah.
I'll ask you some more questions while she's
No,
because
because it is a really good venue and it's good for album launches. It is really nice in there.
Yeah.
What day was it last week?
It was on Monday, wasn't it? Because I couldn't.
You know my schedule better than me.
Well, I got invited as well, but I couldn't get down.
The Camden Club.
Oh, there you go.
Chalk Farm Road.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really nice there, and they do really good food as well.
Important things.
Yeah.
Which is a plus.
Yeah.
Would Ellie be able to get a punnet of raspberries there? Otherwise,
You
she's
know
not going.
what? They've got like chicken wings, and they've got like really nice burgers, veggie burgers, and
Do you know
real
what? I'll
burgers.
settle for a burger.
But but it's not just like 3 burgers on the list. You've got like 10 to choose from. Do you know what I mean? Like quite gourmet. It's good. It's nice.
Nice.
And like parmesan fries, that kind of vibe. Truffle
Ooh.
fries.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit fancy for me. What was the first single you bought?
The first single I ever
First
bought.
single you bought. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Were CDs around
We're
or
going.
not?
MP3.
Okay, we're going right back. I'm trying to think back on like my really old iPod.
I love the fact that you're trying to think back to an iPod where I've got like tapes and
CDs.
CDs.
Yeah.
And what have you got?
Vinyl.
They're back in fashion now. Vinyl's back.
Vinyl's back.
It was probably JLS, to be fair. So probably something of JLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law's a massive fan of JLS. He went all the way to Newcastle to watch them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you wouldn't notice it. Wouldn't think it would you with James. Shout out, James.
Love JLS.
What's your jam? If you're out on a night out or at a wedding or whatever, what is the song that makes you run to the dance floor? Here we go.
Yes, I feel like guilty pleasure track coming right up.
Probably like anything really cheesy. Like we're talking like Chocolate or like the Macarena, anything like that. Where it's just sort of like where everyone joins in.
Yeah.
It's such a vibe.
Shall we do
Yeah.
it?
I can't remember it.
Oh, come on. That's lies. You were definitely doing it at
Yes,
age
you
9.
can.
Age 9? Why are you obsessed with me at age 9?
It's because you said at the beginning.
I was age 9. What was the first gig you went to?
Okay, I actually know this one.
Go on.
It was at the O2 and I went with my mum and it was the Black Eyed Peas.
Yes.
And their support was Cheryl Cole.
Oh, really?
That's a throwback.
Yeah. It's a great show, though.
Wow.
What a first gig to go to.
Yeah, it was great.
Biggest inspiration... Were you going to say something?
What did Cheryl Cole win? Oh no, Cheryl Cole was in...
She was in Girls Aloud, wasn't she?
Yeah,
And
she
they
was
were
in
on
Girls Aloud.
the Pop Stars, or was
Yeah.
that the original one, wasn't
She's
it?
kind of disappeared, no? I don't feel
She's
like I've
doing a lot
heard
of
about anything
She's
from
doing a lot of
Cheryl.
panel shows and stuff like that, wasn't she, for a while?
Yeah, but is she doing them now? Like, I don't feel
She's
like
got a
I've
young
heard.
kid, hasn't she?
Yeah,
So
she's got a child now.
You've got a child, so she's probably just being a
Yeah.
mum. You can do everything, but at the moment, I think she's probably doing loads of stuff, isn't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Family time.
An artist you'd love to see in concert that you haven't yet?
Dave.
Dave.
Or Stormzy, one of the two. Love them both.
Yeah.
Never seen them live. When Dave was performing at Reading, I wasn't able to go just because I had other commitments. And I literally sat there with my laptop in front of me, watching the whole live stream the whole time, and I was just like, I'd love to see him live.
What was the award ceremony where it was Dave and he brought out loads of different grime artists to do
Brits Awards?
Was it Brit Awards?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
oh my god! That was for his song "In the Fire."
Right.
And yeah, like even like on the actual song, like they're all featured on the song. It's just love him.
That's
love
pretty
him.
cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Who would you most like to support?
Most like to support.
Yeah, so if you're looking at, so obviously we've done your dream gig, but this is more of a question for like in the next year or two.
Okay.
If you had like an emerging artist that you know, maybe, I don't know, in the Essex London scene or whatever, and they're on the way up and you're like, it'd be really cool if I could support them at one of their headline shows.
I would love to support Casey Baser.
Oh, you mentioned her earlier.
Yeah, I would love to support her. I think like she's such a lovely person as well, and so like fun and energetic, and I feel like it would just be an amazing show. I'd definitely love to support her.
See, I need to look her up.
Yeah, I've
You
not
have
heard of
to
her
share
yet.
her.
Yes,
share
I
her
will.
with
I'll
us.
send it to you.
Right, so I was going to do, we're done recommend artists because you've done all that. So what would be, last question I've got for you.
Okay.
What would be your recommendation for people who are just starting out writing music and looking to release music and get it on Spotify and all that sort of stuff? What would be your advice after being able, you've done it for a couple of years, you sort of know your way around it. What would be your advice for people that are just starting?
Oh, okay. It sort of depends what route you want to go down, whether you want to sort of stay independent or whether you want to go with a label. But let's take like staying independent. I'd say the first thing to do is find like a good sort of like distribution deal. I think that's definitely been one of the major sort of factors with me releasing music, and not sort of like trying to upload it on each platform yourself and stuff like that, because it can get really muddly. So yeah, definitely find yourself a good distribution deal.
Because there's like loads of different ones
Everyone
out there.
goes
isn't
with
there?
like
There's
DistroKid and
DistroKid or Ditto. Or
It's actually better to go with smaller ones because they're a little bit more niche and they're better at getting you on Spotify playlists because they're a little bit more bespoke.
Yeah.
Ones like DistroKid, like they're the ones that everyone knows about, but actually I don't think necessarily they're your best friend in the long run. I don't know whether you agree or.
So I'm with a very small sort of like independent one. They're called Kicker. They're based like way up in Sheffield, and I met them at an event that I went to, and they were lovely. And I think sort of one of the key things and like the key reasons that I've like stuck with them is the communication that you're able to have. Like it's very one-to-one. Like I can drop them an email and have a response within a couple of hours.
Oh, that's really
whereas
good.
like somewhere like TuneCore where you like have to upload it, it's all digital. Like there is no human contact.
Yeah, it's hard,
So,
isn't it? I've
yeah.
had experience where I've spoken to bands about it and they've like tried to, there was a slight amendment they needed to do, or the font was, what was it? Oh no, all the title of the song was all capitals.
Right.
But but when they'd wrote it and it had gone onto Spotify, it was a typical way you'd write something.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean? So it's like, well, that's the branding is the fact that it's all capitals, and you lot haven't looked at our email. So I think they're looking at alternatives now.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I don't know many because I don't get involved in that side of it. That's why it's great to have advice from upcoming artists because you can help the next lot.
But I think it's hard as well because once you've sort of committed to one, isn't it really hard to then change your distributor or something? Something about like they might have to then take off like your other tracks and you have to re-upload them or some sort of rubbish.
Yeah, so I think
it's like a contract, really,
yeah,
isn't it? Once you've chosen
you do
when
have
you're
to
stuck.
sign a contract when you start,
Yeah.
just to sort of like establish what the percentage taken is or what the fee is. Like depends on what sort of thing you're doing. But I think it gets tricky when it does come to switching due to sort of like all the back end things of it.
Right.
So having to, because obviously like I don't know, like take me for example, all my things are labelled like via Kicker.
Right.
So if I was then to change to someone like Ditto, like all of those would then have to be removed and all the back catalogue would have to be shifted over.
Right.
I don't know personally how that works, but I think it is quite a lengthy process.
Yeah, I think you can
So-
strip
It's
all the
annoying
strings
in a
as
way,
well,
yeah, because it can, it's kind of, that's annoying to me in a way, because you're literally stuck with them, and there could be better deals out there. So
It's
yeah,
like-
no,
it's-
it is good
Yeah,
advice to
yeah.
just really do your research.
Do your
Exactly,
research
and
first,
find the
yeah.
best deal that you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like uploading all of your shows to Mixcloud and then get taken down because they reduce the fucking format. Right, we're going to wrap up. Could you tell everyone where they can find you on the socials and where they can find you on Spotify, etc.?
Yeah. So I'm on Instagram at Ellie Marie Music _. My TikTok is Ellie Marie Music. And everywhere else is just Ellie Marie.
Lizzie Romain, please could you tell people where to find your good stuff?
Yeah, you can find me via my website, which is lizzieromain.co.uk. Everything is up on there.
Simple that.
It's
Your
very
turn,
simple.
Matt.
My
It's your
turn.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah, go
Okay.
on.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Wherry, and this is the podcast I've been doing for 31 weeks. So basically, if you want to upload music to Future Hits, we've got our app now, so you can download that from Google Play Store and App Store. That's correct, isn't it? Go and download that now. You can listen to us on the go, all that sort of good stuff. Submit music, and go back and listen to 10 shows on demand. And you can also upload music to unsignedmusic.uk as well. Go and follow us on the socials, on everything, Matt_Wherry, and all that good stuff. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much for coming in, Ellie.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Bruce, Ian, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See you next week. Lizzie, we'll see you next week.
Yay!
I'll see you next week as well. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Bye.
Ta-da.
Say you do remember it.
That would have been a fun moment. Why did you veto my moment?
It's still on.
Yeah, it's better still be recording. That's got to go on the socials.
It'll go on. Don't worry. I don't edit anything out. Have a good week.